true. When you first start trading, you're going to look at a lot of different things. Hey, it's Walter here, and you're at the Think Profit podcast, where we're going to help you develop a rock-solid trading confidence and avoid the potentially endless cycle of system switching. Right, Hugh?
That's right. We're going to help you develop a wealth mindset, develop a trading strategy that fits your core personality, and help you overcome the obstacles that stop over 90% of traders.
All right, Hugh, sounds good. You ready to go?
Yeah, let's do this.
Hey, Walter. So I was thinking the other day, trading is kind of like talking to a hot woman at a bar. So I don't know what you think about that. And we're both married, so we don't obviously do that anymore. But like, I think you kind of have to get a certain type of approach set up, and you have to understand, okay, how am I going to approach this woman? And then you say, okay, even if this doesn't go well, I'm okay with that. I'm just going to let it be. And if you don't have to talk to all the women in the bar. If you're interested, you talk to one or two or whatever it is. Same thing with trades, right? If you set up your trades, you set up your system, and then you kind of test it out. And if it works, then you only take the trades that are appealing to you. You don't have to, take all of them. You don't have to press yourself to go, make a ton of money every week. You just take whatever's appealing, whatever fits your strategy, right? So, you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's true. Like if you think about it, some people will say, I don't have a type. So I just anyone who catches my fancy. And then other people will say, you know what I mean? And like, so that makes sense because there are traders like that. They'll be like, yeah, you can tell because they haven't really done their homework. They don't really have a system. They're following a lot of different strategies and tips, and that's Twitterati and things like that. They get their trade ideas from different sources, and so they're not really focused. And then other people are just like, nah, this is what I want. She's got to do this and that, and it's the same thing. And personally, I feel like so many of us are unaware of what's really driving our behavior, that if you're not focused on what it is exactly that you want in anything, then you're kind of letting your subconscious software run the show. And so to me, I think you're better off being very, almost like checklist oriented for these sorts of really important decisions. And I would consider, the trading system you use or trading systems you use to be important. So what does that look like? Okay. So personally, that would be, how often does it trade? Which markets? What do I have to do to catch these trades? How do I manage them? What's the philosophy of the system? How does the win rate jive with my my psychology, all that stuff. And I think that the same thing would go with, if you're trying to meet someone or whatever, like you want to meet certain types of people, like we've all met, we're just like, I'm not like, this isn't, you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? Right away. And so it's the same with trading systems. Like there are some trading systems, like I'll never forget one time I was having dinner with a bunch of traders, and this guy wanted me to look at his book. And he wrote a trading book. I'm like, okay, cool. And he goes, yeah, can you have a look at it? And I guess he wanted me to be his editor or something, or just give him feedback or something. And I was like, yeah, well, what's the, what is it about? And he went into, like, it was, I don't know, astro finance or whatever, astrological finance and all this stuff. And I said, yeah, I don't think I'm the right one for that. You know what I mean? And it's kind of the same thing when you see someone, you're like, yeah, I don't think, just based on her attitude, nah, it's not for me. So, so personally, I think you're better off directing it, and because you get more of what you focus on. So if you focus on exactly what you want, that's just me personally. I can see why, some people say, well, how do you know what you like? Well, that's true. When you first start trading, you're going to look at a lot of different things. That's okay. That's part of, that's part of the process, is looking at lots of different things and working out what makes sense to you. So yeah, that's totally cool. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a certain amount of experience required, I guess. So
yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Walter.
Thank you.
All information in this podcast is for educational and informational purposes only and is not trading or investment advice.